our field trip, we went to El Jobo and Salinas Bay. This is an area of inhabitants for wildlife, birds, and specifically butterfly rays, electric rays, brown stingrays, other types of rays, nurse sharks, copious fish, and other marine life. This area is also a prominent nesting ground for sea turtles. During the trip, activities we performed as a group were snorkeling, ray data collection, rubbish collection, and patrolling and protecting the beach for sea turtles, the latter of which is to protect against the adverse effects of poachers and misleading light pollution coming from the neighboring resort.
We conducted the ray sampling portion of our field trip at Brazalito and El Jobo beaches. When we were in the water, we started by looking for spiracles in the sand in open areas. Once a ray was spotted, it was caught with either a hand net or a cast net and then brought to shallow waters to be put in a container. These containers were used to hold the rays while their measurements were taken and observations were made. We identified if the individual was a male or female. Then we took measurements of the total body length, the disc width, and the abdominal depth. If the individual was a male, measurements of the inside and outside of its claspers were also taken. There were also observations made on the state of their eyes, whether they were degenerate, normal, or if there was blood present, and if there were parasites present on the body. Photos of each of these measurements and observations were also taken for each ray, and once each of these were documented, the ray was weighed and some had tissue samples taken or were tagged. When all this was finished, the ray was turned back to the water. During all these procedures, fresh water was also continually added to the containers to provide oxygen for the rays.
We also had the opportunity to release baby sea turtles into the wild. Guided by the red light, they take their first steps. Although they are small, they mean the world to not only us, but the turtles. On Sunday, we set out to clean the beach community of a disrespectful resort. With stations both in the water and on the beach, we were able to make a dent in the debris left by the selfish tourists.
We spent about an hour collecting garbage while snorkeling and the remaining time on land. In the ocean, we found various bottles and cans, plastic utensils, a Chinese lantern, and fishing line, among other things. Whereas on land, we found a lot more items. Again, plastic bottles and cans, plastic utensils, but also sunglasses, bottle caps, large pieces of styrofoam, diapers, a large rope, and much more. This just goes to show how much the hotel does not care for its surrounding environment. We suppose we found more on land due to people interacting on land more than in the water. Overall, this was a great trip, with snorkeling, looking at rays, releasing sea turtles, collecting garbage. All of it was really fun. Thank you so much for this experience.